Want to see how we constructed this propagation house for our plants? Then let's take you to the very beginning.
Now this is the site we'll be using for the construction of the propagation greenhouse, and as you can see, we've begun work already. This vehicle is conveying the bush poles that we'll be using for the structure. It is heading now to the site where we'll be offloading and commencing work. These bush poles should be sufficient enough to raise the structure that we need for this project. The holes we are digging here will serve as the foundation for the structure. We'll be putting in the bush poles in these strategic points, which would hold the structure together. So these holes are barely 2 feet deep. That's just sufficient enough to hold it. At this point, we'll be taking the measurements from one hole to the other. This is to give us some level of accuracy and to guide us appropriately when we begin to mount the poles, and also provide a proper direction as to how the structure is to stand and be erected. We intend to construct a 20 square meters propagation greenhouse. Now these tapes will give us the proper guide to bring out the 6 meters by 4 meters for each side of the greenhouse, and also we intend that it's not too high. It's going to be 8 feet in terms of its height. So here we are trying to sort out the poles. Having done that, we'll begin to mount the poles. Then as we are mounting, we are also checking for the height to be sure that it's according to plan. The structure is beginning to take some shape, as you can see. So this is trying to still align and get the right positioning for these angles, which will give us a firm structure at the end of the day. Now, as you can see, we are beginning to cross the top section, which would begin the processes for the roof. We have to fix it firmly now so it can be able to resist any great wind that may come after now. So we wrap this structure with the insect nets, which prevents against infestation by pests and insects, and at the same time provides ventilation. This is the plastic we'll be using for the roofing and to also cover the lower parts of the structure. This will further provide the needed protection for the young plants that will be in this place. Now, as you can see here, we have started covering the lower parts of this our beautiful structure, and after this would proceed to also cover the top part, which is the roof. Trying to trim out the protruding parts of the bush poles to allow for the proper lapping of the plastic. This is how our propagation greenhouse looks like at 95% completion. With just some finishing touches, will be all done. See how it looks like on the inside? These are the points where we'll be placing our seedling trays, which would enable them grow efficiently. Wow, our propagation greenhouse is all done. So with this, we have the ideal place to grow our seedlings and to prevent any form of infestation that will come by either insects or pests. Look how it's all wrapped and all neatly done. You will observe that this is neatly constructed, as it does not allow any opening for pests or insects to penetrate, which gives us an ideal place to grow seedlings and maximize yield in the long run. After clearing the space and fumigating, we have already begun introducing some seedlings to this our newly formed Propagation greenhouse. Though the plants are unable to speak, I'm sure they are excited to have been introduced to this new room that is more convenient and spacious for them. As you can see, we have space to grow more of these seedlings. We are really excited to have accomplished this project, which provides the ideal environment to grow our young plants.
Now that is how we constructed this very beautiful propagation house you see here for our seedlings. Thank you for watching.